Running Windows 98 SE on VMware using 3D graphics shown in this video is for Windows 10 11 and on early i-Series Intel CPUs and AMD of that era. Linux and modern CPUs that are 2020 or later are not covered in this video. I will post links to resources post-edit as I have no working knowledge of Linux and new CPUs that run too fast for this to work. This video is a general how-to, and not an in-depth guide of getting Windows 98 SE to run with 3D graphics in VMware. This requires some knowledge of running VMware Player and using ISO images and experimenting with setting of the soft GPU program. I will add vital info on screen in places where it's not clear what is happening and how I came to achieve a certain objective. All files used except the Windows ISO will be linked in the description box below.
Hello, I'm going to show how to get Windows 98 2nd edition running on VMware and get it working with 3D graphics. I found a workaround, so I thought I might as well make a video out of it. Normally I do VTubing and I do retro gaming, so this is a way to do a bit more retro gaming without having to mess about with emulators which bog my computer down. I'm on an Ivy Bridge, which is quite an old computer, for about 2012, and I'm on Windows 11 obviously, so this is what you have to do. Now I've already downloaded an ISO of Windows 98 that actually does a really quick install without messing about with the extended DOS partitions. So basically if you want to use DOS, you just use DOSBox, which is much easier than messing about with Windows 98. Okay, I had a bit of an issue. This is where I got it from, and then what you find is your browser will say, oh, it's not safe. You have to change your go into settings on Firefox. I don't use other browsers generally, and you go to, is it safety and security, and then you get DNS over HTTPS, and it says this, you change it from whatever it is, like custom, to Cloudflare, and if it's non Cloudflare and it doesn't do it, change to next DNS. You try and download it and it will give you an error, so you got to change the DNS thing.
An alternative site is winworldpc.com, where there is a VMware version of Windows 98.
Well, I had a weird misunderstanding there. I downloaded it and it was an ISO, and I realized it's some kind of compressed file. So you go into it and the password is 123, and you go into it, and there it is. I'm an idiot. Right, so you do that and you extract that to your desktop, which is here, and then you find it's inside a folder, and then that's the actual thing. So this is not entirely legal, but this is such an ancient operating system, you can kind of say, well, this is over 25 years old, so it doesn't really matter. But I got this from a site called, I don't think I can put a link, but if you put gettingtopc.com, type Windows 98, and you'll find, out of the suggestions, you'll find this one here.
The version of Windows 98 SE I used did not offer to make the extended DOS partition. Normally this needs to be done using the fdisk utility. Other versions of Windows 98 on the site will demand that you know how to use fdisk to prep the drive.
Got our thing here, so we'll go back in. Did I open that up? Create new one, and then we go looking for the ISO, because it needs to know where it is. So we go to desktop. Where did I put it? There it is there, and then you go next, and then that's where it's going to put the actual image for the actual virtual machine. Then it says about 8 gig, you can go higher than this. 8 gig for what I'm doing, it should be big enough, and then I stick it as one file because it's just easier. And then I customize the hardware, and what normally this wouldn't support the 3D thing, but we're going to do it as specific is. So we go for 256 megs, is more enough memory. Give it one processor core. I can just do all this. I'm not going to connect it to the internet. You can if you want, but it's like most likely be USB 1 on it, but I don't really need that. And then this is the sound thing, and often you have to put a separate drive, which I've got. I'll put a link to that one. And then we've got display, and this is accelerate 3D graphics. We'll leave everything else as stock. You can play around with this. I don't think I need that to be that high, to be honest, but I left it on there and didn't need all my memory, so I'll go with that. Close that, go finish. What it will do is it will create the little virtual machine thing, goes looking for the ISO, and it will boot the, yeah, it goes on about this, but that doesn't make any difference. And we go, basically you actually click inside of it, and then we go CD-ROM. The first option, start Windows 98 from CD-ROM. I can make it bigger, but it won't look right. Right, so you just press enter. Go with the first option. Yes, enable large disk support. And then just press enter. Normally you have to go through the F-disk thing and format that. Then we boot from, is it CD-ROM? Go back in again. Yeah, that's it. If you go to the hard drive, it just sits there and does nothing. And what this does is, over and above what you normally have to do on Windows 98, is you have to do the F-disk and then do the logical DOS partition, and that's really confusing. But I'm not going to be using DOS games on here anyway, so just go next. This is not sped up, this is actually how fast it actually is. Go typical, recommended. Kingdom. And it'll do this, and this takes about literally something like 5 straight minutes at most. Does need a key. I've got a key for this, so and I can't put links to this specific thing because technically it's piracy, but comes into that. It'll make the screen bigger in a minute. It's a bit small. Right, I'll just put the, okay, and I accept the agreement, and I will put in the key. Okay, that's that. So it does need a key, which is a bit of a thing. It says 18 minutes, that's the rubbish, that's just going to take no time at all. Going back to, yeah, it's on Windows 11 by the way, so. Okay, so restart now. Why wait? So the 3D aspect of this normally doesn't work on VMware. I tried it on Oracle's VirtualBox and it only gave me 2D or software or something, and it was very slow. So I couldn't quite get it to work properly. So I've done it on my other computer and my other Ivy Bridge machine, and it worked really well. Apply that. Okay. Don't remember how to do it. Need to restart now. There's also an issue with the sound. I've got a driver for that as well. I had to go looking all over the internet, and I've discovered these resources fairly recently. They were made, so before this you either wouldn't get any audio, or if you did, you wouldn't get any graphics on it properly. On the website, I'll show it in a minute. If you're running anything later than an Alder Lake I series, it will be too fast, and you have to put a patch on it. So if you're running anything like, what's that, 13th, 12th, 13th Gen I series, it might be too fast and you have to put a patch on it. I'm running an Ivy Bridge, so this is like 2012 era quad core i5, so this is pretty old. There it is. Right, now it's going to be slow as hell because the graphics are not set up right. So normally you'd go, oh, I can't have 3D graphics. Close that. I always have my taskbar at the top. There's reasons. So basically we go into properties and you go to settings, and you get this good old fashioned, you're going to have 2 colors, 16 colors, you can't change anything. You go into advanced and you'll find that there's just this business with, you've got, it says higher acceleration, but there's nothing which you can do. It's not even working right. And then if you go to run, you'll probably find that most of it isn't working right. DirectX 6.1, and then you've got your basic files. all ancient, and then you got, it doesn't give me that anyway, there's nothing on it, it doesn't, yeah, it won't let me do that anyway, and there's no audio either. No, it won't do it. So basically what we've got to do is come out of VM. Now with this you have to go and insert certain things into the optical drive, which is reads ISOs. So we go to here, we're not using a physical drive, and I go look for this graphical thing. Pre-2K I think it is. Yeah, because that's for Windows XP to work on the same VMware. Get it in there. Yeah, it tells me it's locked the thing, but it's not finished installing. And what you do is it comes up with this. What's it doing? Hold on. Next. Typical complete. It's a bit typical. You have to install the VMware virtual extensions thing, guest editions first, and then you do the thing. So basically we've got the extensions, but that won't make much difference because it doesn't support 3D. So what we need to do is, after it's done that, it still won't do anything because you're still missing your, it gives me the colors, but what you get is, I can make this bigger. So what you end up with is it gives you the color, but it doesn't give you any 3D still. So you get 32, 16 colors, 356 or true color, and you can go right up to big as you want. So you still don't get 3D. So if you go to here and you do that again, it still hasn't got, it doesn't work properly. It's got something wrong with it, so it still won't do it. So what you got to do is go to the thing again. I'm doing it wrong. GitHub, and this is this page. I'll put this in the link below. Basically this is the thing that allows you to use GPU under VMware on Windows 98. So you go down to here and you go preview the latest one here, and you just download the first one here, and it downloads it, and you put that in the ISO, in the CD DVD ROM thing. So there's the ISO there, and I'm going to go into here, go back into here, go to the CD settings, go into here, you go to the virtual. I just downloaded it. Soft GPU, open this up, get that on there, and all that. Oh yes, does this right now. What here we are. So this is one of two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare that to that and go, because I don't want to get it wrong. So we'll take, not massively complicated. We need DirectX 9. I do MMX. Install Wine. It's got some Wine components in it apparently. We want Wine for that, and then 9 and 9. So this is DirectX 9, not emulated. And then we go to customize, and you get this one here, and all I had to do here was do Mesa, leave that blank or standard, Mesa, and then leave that, prefer FIFO, leave that one blank, put that on, and that's it. And then what you don't ever do is don't put that on, because that will crash it and it won't work properly, it won't boot properly, and you have to go to safe mode and then reinstall this again and then disable that. So don't put that one on unless you need to. There's a whole readme about this on here if you want to read about that, and it's all included on here. So there's all stuff there if you want to read that, it's there. So what I do then is we go install it, and it'll do a DirectX 9. I'm doing it right, hold on. My bloody OBS is shifted over. Okay, and we finish that.
You must select the Mesa 3D 25.1x option on the Customize Hypervisor preset menu or nothing will happen. Remember to reset this if you change anything on soft GPU as it forgets what you did before.
It keeps shifting about and OBS can't keep up. I do some reason I do gaming and stuff. Right, so what we get here is I'm going to do the audio because I need to do that as well. So we'll just get that quickly done. I know I've got to drag and drop it, haven't I? Oh. It's when you just drag and drop. So what you do is you drag it and you drop it and it does this and it puts it into there and you run it as is. And this gives me audio. It won't work otherwise. On an Oracle VirtualBox, the audio works because it uses Sound Blaster. This doesn't use that. Not straight out the box. It wants the disc. Really?
From this point on, the sound worked, but the graphics wouldn't work. I found after editing this video that VM additions can cause problems, which may have been the reason I had issues with the graphics not working. Unchecking the Use SVGA mode when installing guest additions could help with this.
Right, this is quite some time later. I basically reinstalled the whole thing all over again because it just won't accept the audio. I think I might have made a mistake, but I'm not entirely sure. So, right, I don't remember what I did, but do this first. And all this is just it helps the OS talk to the actual VM. Just complete even. Yeah, restart. What it does is it asks for the Windows 98 disk. And it goes for this, right? But it finished that. Yes, I will finish.
The sound driver makes Windows ask for the Win98 install CD. You have to put it back into the virtual DVD drive. It either says the files being copied over are older, or it doesn't at all and it just copies what it was looking for. Keeping the original files if asked from the Win98 CD can make the sound not work.
Bloody sound's working, great. So
again, it didn't install the 3D driver. But using the VirtualBox option in the Soft GPU Hypervisor menu fixed it, rather than the VMware it was supposed to be set on.
Right, I managed to get this working. I'll just show it doing what it's supposed to be doing. So basically, when you come to the xdiag, and if it doesn't show direct draw and test direct 3D, it's something's wrong. Okay, so the direct draw thing works, and then this thing works here. And the main issue I've had was the thing that allows the 3D thing to work on Windows 11, sorry, on Windows 98, is the hypervisor thing. I'll show it in a minute. You can have VirtualBox and there's like the various different versions, and then you've got VMware, which is what I'm on. And I've gone to this is this thing here, right? This, where it says VM Workstation, that's what I was on, and it just didn't work. So I put it on VirtualBox 6, restarted, and it works. And I went back to virtual VMware again with the same settings, restarted, and it's working as well. So I don't know what it's doing. I don't know how it's doing it wrong or why it's not working right. Maybe it was that stupid Frogman Games thing, I don't know. That's the tiny window, isn't it? Good, isn't it? That's a tiny window, though. Wow, that's been an absolute trial to get a single game working on here. Oh, there we are. That gives me an issue, doesn't it? Escape. Sounds, music's bloody annoying on this. Okay. Oh my god, we got an actual game that actually works. Fucking way. You have to keep your mouse in the window or it doesn't work or something. Okay. What's the keys to bloody hell, I've got the keys on this thing here. I'd use the game controller, but I don't think it's even possible to make that work. Will it do anything? That's that, okay. Jump. They're all fun. All keys are over the keyboard. I don't know where I'm at. We're going on about Windows 98, all like romantic and rose-tinted glasses. Try running it on virtual. I played this game already the other week. How do I make that do that then? Okay. No. Oh, fucking hell, these idiot controls on here. What? What do I use to get through the door? So it's hit and miss it if it'll even work. To be honest. I really sort of would say use Windows XP if you're doing virtual. It's a lot less messing about. It seems to be more stable and I've got it going. So the hardest bit was getting the graphics drivers to work because of the hack that you have to use on this virtual machine here. Oh God, this thing here. There was a... You have to do a jump and that. Oh. Wait, is it? What is it to jump? You have to do jump and this thing at the same time. It's stupid. Something like that. Idiot. I can't get this thing to bugger off. Doing this on keyboard and I can't really redefine it. Something like that anyway. So yeah. The camera keeps doing that thing where it goes the wrong way. But that's working fairly well then. I turned the sound off on that music is... Music's not working right. No, I did turn it down. It's only working if it's 100. Incidentally, the PlayStation 1 version has totally different music to the PC. Yeah, that's the music. Though it is working, but it's like... Oh, sorry. What do I do? Press to do that. Hold off. So yeah, that will do. I can't get out of the game. It'll crash it, I think. So let's... We can quit level. No, it can't quit. Quit level. Yes. But it can lock the computer, lock the... It does the thing where it crashes it. How can I get rid of... It does this thing where it doesn't work, so that's locked that up. Really? Yeah, there's this. Ugh. That's Windows 98 for you. Doesn't
This is Army Armstrong. Are you ready for Monster Truck Madness?
No, I'm not ready for... Like, it works with some games, not others. It locks itself up, it crashes, it needs to be restarted. It tells you off because you've switched the computer on and off. And it's been nothing but messing about. And it worked fine on my other machine yesterday, but today, trying to do a video about it, it's not worked hardly at all. No idea why. No, locks, yes. No, shut up. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, what bloody hell, fine with it. No, right, whatever. Let's just get this going. Driver check-in. Alright, let's go with... well, you can have any old one you want. Go with that one. Let's check the graphic. Yeah. Okay. Let's go most hardware. Let's go ape. Yeah, let's go triple double buffer on that, I think. Oh, okay, I don't know. Okay. And then about the music, oh, that's a bit loud. Let's turn that down a little bit. Let's go crazy. Let's go stereo. Why is it? No, that's CB right. What doing that for? That's the wrong one. I'm an idiot doing the wrong one. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah. We did it wrong. Oh, I don't even look. This doesn't look right there though. God. Oh, is it tiny for apologies? The graphics look funny. What we're doing here? Why is that not right there then? Yeah, I lost it in the race. At least this is working, I suppose. Okay, races. Let's have different variants for that. Oh, there's something's wrong with the. Why do the graphics not look right, sir? Oh no, oh my God, can we just go and outside of the thing? Okay. You've got to keep your mouse in it or it don't work. F4 for full screen. There we are. It doesn't look quite right. It's a bit funny looking, but again, I'd say Army Armstrong. You got to do just stay on XP. It's just better, to be honest. I've got most of these working on XP as well. Oh damn. I'm supposed to be going. I've no idea. Getting these things working on here, you need to install. There's a link on here. I'll put them down below. You've got. That's the main graphics thing there, but you may have to fiddle with that with a hypervisor version, or it won't work. And then you've got the actual sound thing because the sound won't work properly. And then this is all assuming you're using VMware. If you're using VirtualBox, Oracle VirtualBox, the sound always works fine, but I couldn't get the graphics to work beyond 2D, and it was really slow. The extensions allow you to have the true color, but that doesn't mean the 3D graphics are going to work. And the problem I had before with the sound being funny, the direct sound is what you need, games need to work. And it was giving me the MIDI sound, but not the actual game sound. So that was a weird glitch, whatever. Basically, if you install the guest extensions first, and then put your sound on it, then put your graphics on it, and then it should work, but you'll have to fiddle around with it.